Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying in to the end of the day. Unfortunately, we're the final speaker up here, so I hope I don't actually lull you to sleep. So welcome to Sonora Metals. We're operating in Mexico, focused solely on Mexico, and we've had a very successful year in 2018 and look forward to continuing with that success in 2019. So as with any mining company, junior mining company, there are quite a few elements for success in a company, but the first starts with people. And we've assembled a team of highly motivated and experienced personnel, both on the technical side and on the financial side. I have my colleague John Darch, who has over 35 years experience in financing major companies. So,
for the best editorial on junior mining, visit cambridgehouse.com/mining. Click the link in the description below to learn more.
Crew developments, Asia Pacific Resources. John and I worked together on a geothermal energy company called Western Geopower, and these companies have been very, very successful over that period of time. We have multiple other ventures that we've been involved with that were successful as well and have moved on. On the technical side, I want to bring emphasis on my Vice President Exploration, Mel Herdrick. He's based in Hermosillo. Mel has many, many years of experience in Mexico, educated in the U.S., worked in the U.S. for Phelps Dodge, moved to Mexico, became the head of exploration Mexico for Phelps Dodge, and subsequent to that, in 2004, he became the Vice President Exploration for Pediment Gold. And in Pediment, he was instrumental in securing a couple of properties that eventually became very large resources, and the company was taken over by Argonaut Gold in 2011 and made the shareholders a very good return on the investment. Mel is with us here today, and we're in booth 528. We'd be happy to meet anybody and all of you in person at the booth today or tomorrow. The other members of the board of directors bring a wealth of experience in mining exploration and finance as well. Three projects that we're focusing on currently in Sonora State are the Cerro Caliche project, which we've been working on and acquired in January through September of 2018. We've drilled it recently, and we will share the results with you today as well. The San Marcial project is waiting to be drilled.
For the best editorial on junior mining, visit cambridgehouse.com/mining. Click the link in the description below to learn more.
It's drill ready. We should be drilling on that one in 2019. And we sold in 2016 our Cipriona property to Agnico-Eagle, and we have retained a 1% NSR, which they have an option to acquire for $1.5 million. On the share structure side, 31 million shares issued and outstanding, fully diluted 38 million. Of the 31 million shares, the insiders control pretty darn close to 40% of the company. And the intent of the insiders is to continue to increase the share position within the company. And we feel that we have a tight structure that will enable us at future dates to secure additional financing without significant dilution. Share price is in the order of 18 cents, trading over the past few months about a million shares per month. And so it's becoming more liquid. It was fairly dormant for a long period of time, and now we're starting to develop some liquidity, which is a good thing for investors such as yourselves. Why the focus on Mexico? First of all, it's a very stable mining jurisdiction. It's mining friendly. The people in Sonora State, to a great extent, rely on mining for their livelihood. Over 20% of the Sonora State GDP is derived from mining, in which some of the major mining companies in Canada, Agnico-Eagle, have been very, very successful in developing mines in that region. Over 500 years of mining, gold mining in Sonora State, and of course in Mexico in general, going all the way back to the Aztecs. So consider ourselves to be the modern Aztecs, continuing that tradition. We're operating in two major gold belts. They're world-class gold belts, and this is an overutilized term, but in Mexico it is very, very apt. The Sierra Madre gold belt, which is where Chipriona is the scene of many, many gold mines operating, including Agnico-Eagle's La India mine, including the Mulatos mine, and several other mines as well. To the northwest is the Sonora Mojave Megashear, and our projects are in the confluence between the Sierra Madre Gold Belt and the Sonora Mojave Megashear. We are very, very fortunate in having acquired these projects over the past few years because it's becoming more and more difficult to acquire projects of merit. And we've been focusing with Mel Herdrick on acquiring projects that have a known quantity of potential and mineralization. And Mel, because of his long history in Mexico and working with Phelps Dodge, has an immense database on projects that we currently are developing and will expect to develop in the future. The current location that we're focusing on in 2018 and 19 is the Cerro Caliche project. It's about 3 hours drive south of Tucson, Arizona, 3 hours drive north of Hermosillo. Very, very easy to access. We have 3 different ways of accessing the property. There is a power line, a transmission line 2 kilometers away at the Cerro-Prieto-Mine, and we're surrounded by mining activity. To the east, about 10 kilometers, is the Merdcedes-Mine operated by Premier Gold. To the north, about 16 kilometers, is a Santa-Gertrudis the Santa-Gertrudis project, which is being developed by Agnico-Eagle, and which was acquired just 2 years ago from Gold for approximately $84 million. And if I may sort of steer you a little bit in the direction of what could happen with Cerro Caliche, when Agnico acquired the assets of Gold and the Santa-Gertrudis-Mine, the actual tonnage, the amount of gold that had been realized at that point in the exploration program was in the order of 500,000 ounces. We feel very strongly that the potential for Cerro Caliche is greater than 500,000 ounces, and I'll tell you why as we go through the process here. We have identified 8 different zones of mineralization on Cerro Caliche, and these were the product of historic mines that operated in the region. The old-time miners would go in there and high-grade the gold. They wouldn't touch anything under 10 grams, and so we're finding today that the amount of potential for this region here is follow the old mines, and you can increase the grade and the amount of gold that is in the ground surrounding the old mines. So if you look at the yellow that's highlighted on the maps there, we have a wealth of data from previous drillers and previous operators on the property. So between 2006 and 2011, 2 other operators had conducted a total of 116 holes on the Cerro Caliche property, amounting to somewhere in the order of 12,400 meters of drilling, and along with over 4,000 surface samples. That database is now within the Sonora Metals database, and we've been able to utilize that as a guideline for our drilling at Cerro Caliche as well. And in September to December of 2018, we drilled a grand total of 45 holes, average of 100 meters per hole. Occasionally you'll drill it a little deeper. And for a grand total of somewhere in the order of 4,600 meters of drilling. We are very fortunate that the grades that we're utilizing, that we're seeing from these drill holes, is somewhere in the order of just over half a gram. So the goal for Sonora right now is to demonstrate a large tonnage, low grade. By low grade, I'm suggesting in the order of half a gram, plus or minus, open pitable, heap leachable, and the many, many mines in that general region of northern Sonora are operating under the same premise, under 0.5 gram, large tonnage, oxide, heap leachable, and we fully expect that we can develop this project into a similar kind of operating mine in the future. So the priorities for going forward for 2019 are A, to continue with a 10,000 meter drill program. We have 4,600 meters under our belt currently, and we'll continue to drill starting in February and continue well into the new year until we have developed the resource to the point where we can actually put together a preliminary economic assessment on the project. That is quite within the realm of reason. We have enough to go by right now. We have in the process of producing an internal PEA, and we're very comfortable in the fact that we've met our initial goal. I can't, since it's not demonstrable from a technical perspective yet, but we have met our initial goal of demonstrating a resource, and our goal is to prove it up to you in the full technical fashion over the coming months. We're going to continue with metallurgical testing. We've done some preliminary metallurgical testing, and we'll finalize that in 2019, add that to the mix and use it for the preliminary economic assessment. So once that is in place, and we hope at that point that some time in the near future we'll be able to demonstrate to you a certain resource at a certain grade and a tonnage. The goal is then to continue to drill the resource to our target over the coming 2 years is to demonstrate as much as 1 million ounces in this property. We feel very strongly that based upon the fact we've drilled about 2 square kilometers of this 14 square kilometer property, that the potential exists within the property to increase to 1 million ounces. And so over the coming few months, as we start to provide you with more data, more information on the resource we've already drilled, and the metallurgy we're going to conduct, and the continuing drilling, we fully expect that we will be able to provide you sometime over the coming 12 months with a resource that you'll feel that it's been a worthwhile investment and that will be a potential target for us to either take through to production eventually or have one of the major companies that are interested in the projects of this nature, have them take a look at us and possibly acquire the project. So I would suggest at this point in time that the project at Cerro Caliche is one of, it's not as sexy as some of the other projects out there that have multiple tens of grams of gold per ton, but it's more a bread and butter type of project here. You're not going to get huge surprises with Cerro Caliche. We've been finding mineralization at every single one of the holes that we've drilled to date. Now that may not continue into the future, but we're very comfortable in stating that we should be able to increase the resource quite substantially over the coming months. Now once we have settled a few legal issues with additional concessions in the San Marcial project area, we currently have 1,000 hectares that we own 100%. We've identified drill targets right throughout the property. We fully expect that we will repeat the success of Cerro Caliche at San Marcial. So the goal over the coming months is to finalize the legal issues and start the drilling program at San Marcial. It's a very, very favorable area for drilling, 20 kilometers east of the San Francisco mine. And the prospect is that we could develop, once again, the potential for an open pit, heap leachable oxide deposit. Finally, the royalty that we have secured with Agnico through the sale of the Cipriona property. And as you can see in the circle there, Cipriona is adjacent to the La India mine. La India produced over 100,000 ounces in the past year, and it's pretty typical of the production over the past 5 years. Agnico has been drilling extensively at Cipriona over the past 18 months. As far as 2017 was concerned, they drilled 38 holes. They've been drilling in 2018. I don't know how many holes yet, but they've been extensively drilling, carrying out metallurgical testing. I think it's only fair to assume that at some point in the near future, they will make a production decision at Cipriona, and at that point, we should be able to either have them acquire secure the option on the royalty, which would provide us with $1.5 million of extra capital. So keep your ear close to the ground in that one. So that's the story of Sonoro. We're sitting with two projects that are considered to be very, very attractive from a development perspective, exploration and development perspective. We have enough money to commence the second phase of the drill program, of the 10,000-meter drill program, and over the period of time, hopefully exercise the royalty with Agnico to provide us with additional cash without any form of dilution whatsoever. And at some point in the future, there will be a need in the next 12 months probably to top up the treasury, and we would welcome the opportunity to provide you with an invitation to join us in that particular financing, if, as, and when it occurs. Thank you very much for your interest. Look forward to talking to you personally at the booth. Thank you.